Hi everyone, today we are going to be looking into what the rest of 2022 has in store for you. So, all you have to do is you have to select a number from 33, 66, and 99. Any one number you can select. If you're getting very drawn to two numbers, then it's fine to watch the video for both the numbers 33, 66, or 99. Close your eyes, take a minute or two, and whatever number comes to your mind constantly, pick that. Let's get started. So, all those who have selected the number 33, this is your reading. So, today we are going to be looking into a lot of things, and especially that what is something fun that you can expect in the rest of the year. So, I'll start from the top. So, overall theme for your year 2022 seems interesting. And why I'm saying interesting is because it is not entirely or 100% positive. But again, it is our perspective of what we see as something being positive. Like in today's age and time, we feel सब कुछ बेस्ट होता है या सब कुछ एक डायरेक्शन में हमारे अकॉर्डिंग चलता है तो वो ही पॉजिटिव होता है. तो इफ़ दैट इज़ योर डेफिनेशन देन नहीं, यहाँ वो एनर्जी नहीं आ रही है. यहाँ पे ये ज़रूर आ रही है दैट इन द मंथ दैट फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ 2022 and possibly in the 8th and 10th month, you are going to emerge as a winner. Like when you will look back in the rest of the year and you will see that, okay, how were these last few months of 2022, you would feel, yeah, you know what, I am the winner. I have achieved it. So the theme is here telling me a little bit about that your 8th house. Now your 8th house signifies, although transformation and resources and support that you will get from other people, but it also signifies obstacles. And your 10th house, so your 10th house is all about the achievements in this world. It is also about your profession. It is also about your passion, whatever it is that you decide to do in this life as your profession and as your karma. So what I'm actually seeing is that there is something for maybe this pile that they have been wanting to do something since a while. Your first half of the year was a lot about thinking that, okay, how do you move forward? How do you move forward? I have a feeling this pile really wants to do something. Their heart and soul is set on something particular, and I do see it more to do with profession, more to do with transformation, more to do with change in your life at a bigger level, not something small, something really massive. So I think your rest of the year is going to be about combating whatever your issues, your personal challenges are, and moving past those. For some of you, you could have your rising sun or moon in the sign of Capricorn. What I'm actually sensing is that the next half of your year is actually where you're going to be working like an ant. So what does an ant do? It's just constantly working. Ants are known to be the most super hardworking, right? So that is actually what I see happening with you. And the best part with ant is that it works in a team. Ant also knows that, okay, to complete its task, it is dependent on other people, delegation. As in what I'm hearing, random things also, I'm just sharing those with you. So what I'm actually seeing is that you are going to be working very hard, very smartly also. Now here smartly means delegation, here smartly means understanding that who can help you in achieving these dreams, this passion of yours, and wherever it is that you want to go. I'm also getting a feeling maybe this pile still doesn't have a clarity in regards to how they want to do things. Because as I'm speaking, I'm fumbling a little bit. I'm getting lost with words. So possibly, and because I channel energies by picking on them as well, so maybe you're still a little unsure in regards to how your path is going to be. How will you plan it out? And I'm not going to lie, there is definitely a need of planning. There is a need of having to sit down with yourself and knowing that, okay, where it is that you're going. A part of you kind of wants to leave it on divine also. But I don't know why I'm feeling like saying this, that I think people who are thinking this, that, oh yeah, she said it right. It's a little bit of your laziness actually doing that. So you also need to भगवान भी उन्हीं की मदद करते हैं ना जो अपनी मदद खुद करते हैं. God helps those who help themselves. So it is important that you sit with yourself and you make a plan of action, or at least have some clarity in your thoughts. This is definitely going to be a period when you're going to transform into something different, into something else. For many of you, I'm constantly hearing the word rebirth also. You would suddenly feel as if the second half of the year is kind of like a rebirth for you. Like, what you never thought will happen in your life is finally happening in your life, and it's also making me so happy, like knowing this as a message. And you will just feel that, I never thought God will give me this sort of a blessing. So I'm actually seeing that you are getting something like that, and it is definitely going to be a very transformative period for you. For few of you, I'm also hearing there is a chance of you getting engaged in the second half. Now again, because it's a general reading, this engagement can also be finally to the passion project or the work that you were in. Maybe some of you now have been really procrastinating a little bit, have been having a lot of doubts and fears in regards to it, and finally I think it's going to be the moment when you would finally feel engaged, with that passion project, where you would feel that yes, I can give it my heart and soul, and I know it gives me back. So I'm seeing that definitely here. What other things I'm seeing here is, as an overall theme, is it to definitely something is going to happen suddenly in your life, like some sudden help, sudden. In fact, I think this is going to be a theme for the 2020, for the rest of 2022. A lot of suddenness when you would least expect it. And I have a feeling maybe this must have happened in the first half of 2022 also. Things must have happened when you least expected them. So be it change, be it some sort of an awakening as in, some sort of a spiritual awakening, or suddenly getting some opportunity which you never thought that you would even get. So I'm definitely seeing that happening in the second half as well. And if it did not happen in the first half, it's happening in second half for sure. And last message as a theme is also here, that you, whoever has picked this pile, you don't need to run away from whatever signs from the universe or messages from the universe you're getting. If you're being called to move into a particular spiritual direction, or simply start discovering spirituality, it is for you. So it is important that you pay attention to the signs, and actually not just the signs. Maybe if you constantly hear a particular keyword or a term, maybe just explore it and then make a decision if it's for you or not. But that is important. Another thing that I'm getting here is, I don't know why, maybe this pile now, because of their past experiences, has become slightly distant from people, actually from hope in other people. It's like that, I'm alone enough. I don't know if anybody will support me. I don't know if anybody will help me. And maybe it is also now causing some sort of bitterness, or some sort of angst towards the world, towards people. I would actually tell you, do not think like that. You are blocking your blessings when you're thinking like that. You need to realize that, you might feel that, oh yes, I'm just getting drawn spiritually and it's time to disconnect from the world and from people, and maybe you could be cutting off people left, right, center, or judging them too strongly. That is not needed. Why? Because balance. And a part of spirituality is also being empathic. It's also being able to teach other people, or able to be there for other people and help them in their own journey as they are navigating their path. So no, whoever is feeling bitter, angst, or is kind of feeling really unsupported, hence they are like, oh, I'm good on my own. No, you're doing something wrong. You need to check that. Alright? Now, what is one blessing that is coming your way? So I would actually say that this is a blessing, that you are going to receive a lot of help and support from people. But there is a problem in relation to the message that I just told you, which is that you need to start also seeing things as blessing. You need to start seeing people as blessing. You need to start seeing every opportunity as blessing. You need to treat everybody with respect. Whatever has happened in your past, whatever has shaped up your experiences, you can't let it affect your future. Now what happens is, now even if you get some opportunity or even if you get help, because of our own maybe protective nature, we see things with a filtered lens that is not needed anymore. Let me tell you, the rest of 2022 is a blessing for you. Please take it like that. Maybe lower the filters and just be in great gratitude and embracing energy. That's all you need. Now, what is going to be the lesson for you? So, the lesson is going to be that you are going to realize you are truly extraordinary, and you're truly going to appreciate your uniqueness. And you would realize that your unique wild self deserves to be honored first by you and then by the world. People learn from you how to treat you. So you got to treat yourself right. You got to respect yourself right. You got to embrace yourself right. So you're definitely going to realize your extraordinariness. This has again got to do maybe a little bit with your passion or whatever you're going to be discovering in 2022. That it's okay to be you. In fact, it's good to celebrate to be you. So that's going to be a very important lesson. And the second lesson that you might actually get is that somebody here has been really blocked by their fears, by their doubts, low confidence, not trusting the universe, themselves, people, just like not trusting anything. And just constantly being like, I'm just in the caterpillar phase. When will I go into the butterfly phase? When will I go into the butterfly phase? So let me tell you, you're actually going to be going into the butterfly phase now. And not just the butterfly phase, the entire garden is going to be yours, where you would be flying around like a butterfly, enjoying the sweet nectar of your hard work. That is important. Huh? You can't come at me later and be like, you predicted such a nice reading and nothing happened. I mentioned hard work right at the start. So definitely I see you enjoying the sweet nectar. But how? Because you would be liberated from your fears and your doubts. There would be this time when you would not be doubting yourself anymore. It literally might be that you must just wake up one day and you just realize that, what, enough. I think I need to do it. Otherwise, it shall never happen. So that is important. Always better to go with, hey, I tried, it didn't work, than going with, what if I would have done that. So that's important. Also getting a very small message here yet again. Some of you may actually get engaged to somebody who will accept you the way you are. You may get love in your life in form that, if you always felt, oh, I'm too different, maybe that's the reason I don't find anybody, you would find somebody who would be quite appropriate in regards to who you are. Okay. What you don't see. So what you don't see is, now in your cards actually, firstly, there's a lot of blue energy. So you need to build, or, oh, you know what? Great idea. In fact, funnily, I am also wearing blue today. You need to connect a lot with water. How you can manifest via water. So whenever like you have a water bottle now, and guys, manifestation is also of liberation of fears and doubts, and it's not just of things or materialism. So I would say manifest the traits or the perception that you want first in yourself. So what you can do is you can write on a piece of paper some sort of an affirmation or something like, I am courageous enough to pursue my passion. And then you stick it on your water bottle, or you keep it under your water bottle and you drink the water from that. You can also blow the same affirmation 21 times into the water bottle and then drink from that. That might help you. Water energy is going to be healing for you. Also, I think people who have picked this pile, they have been wanting to start some sort of a content creation or a public speaking venture. It's got something to do with your throat chakra, something to probably that, requires you to speak a lot, requires you to put your thoughts out, requires you to showcase what's here via the right words. So maybe that's why also so much doubts and fears. Okay, so you should balance your throat chakra also. I think the chant for throat chakra is hum. I'll put it later in the comments below, but you have to just chant hum while focusing on your throat, and then and that round blue circle is moving clockwise. So meditate on that. Okay, coming back to your reading. What is it that you don't see? First, that you truly don't see now is, I think you have just become very negative. You've given up hope on people, on a lot of things in your life. But Gaia, what is Gaia? It is everything. It is everything that constitutes the world. The frequency of universal love and nature and everything combined at the highest possible level. So you are being told that you are infinitely connected to other people. Even if you feel no, like I came into this world with a particular luck and all, and things are not working out, no matter how much I try, to stop being hard on yourself. I think, yeah, your throat chakra could also be blocked in the sense that you must be overtly critical of yourself. Don't be. So yes, what you're not seeing is that yes, you are connected with the universe because you are in this plane, in this phase, in this lifetime for a reason. Now, just because you have chosen to own a particular lens on your eyes and be like, "Arey, mujhe nahi pata, it's not working out," doesn't mean that it's like that. So you have to trust that the universe is working for you behind the scenes. Simply put, that should help with your bitterness, your angst, or your feeling of not being supported. Need to move the cards up a little bit. Then coming on to transition. So I'm telling you, the entire next half is just about transition. Now the thing is, transition, is it ever easy? Never. Even in management, there's a specific chapter on transition only. That's how difficult it is. That people are always resistant to change and transition initially. And I think all the HR people would know here. So the same goes for you. If something is transforming in your life, of course you can choose to be very resistant to it and not be accepting of it immediately, or you can simply choose to go the anitya hai way, which is just remain equanimous. So as you keep just experiencing what's coming to you, whatever little changes they may be, just observe, learn and move. Don't react. You need to surrender to the process. I have a feeling this pile may also unlearn and learn few things, both work-wise and in yourself yet again. And that's why you can't be in this tired state of mind now, because there's still so much coming for you. So maybe just transition with a lot of ease and grace, and not with complaining and cribbing. So yeah, and if you have a habit of complaining and cribbing, I have a video on my channel that you can go and watch. That might help. Super practical tips. Okay, now what's coming fun for you? I'm so sorry to report, I took out this question today because I just wanted to check what's going to be fun for you, and it's all something very sad. So I'm going to try and decode it in the right manner. But I think the biggest fun that is going to be for you is it'll sound very stupid. I think the biggest fun for you is going to be you are actually going to start realizing to have fun with things. I'm hearing this word giggling or making jokes about what spilled over. So I think you will just start seeing the humor in a lot of things in your life. And also, I think you would actually take the blindfold off. I don't think you want to keep the blindfold on anymore. Maybe you're already in the transition energy. Maybe you're irritated with your own self anyway. That no, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change. So you're going to take the blindfold off. You're going to actually start seeing the humor in stressful situations and funny situations. No, in stressful and negative situations. I'm hearing dancing also for few. I don't know if it's going to make sense or not. Somebody is either joining a dance class or is preparing for somebody's dance, a wedding dance. Yeah, you are just liberating yourself. That's your fun for the coming couple of months. So I'm not seeing anything fun like a hobby fun or something like a less deeper meaning wala fun. I'm actually seeing I'm just liberated and I'm just seeing everything in a different light. That is going to be your fun. Interesting. You are next level deep this pile. And the next thing that I'm actually seeing is, okay, because I'm getting this message, I need to give this message. There is a possibility that some sort of a small affair may actually become more solid. Some sort of a commitment may get solidified. So I'm kind of seeing that. Another thing that I'm seeing is, I think you guys are healing your inner child issues in the coming 6 months. You are definitely going deeper now. Now it's not about, oh no, now I'm already here, so why do I need to tap into that? You are definitely going deeper. And the best part is, you're doing it for your own self. So you're actually going to emerge out damn strong and wise. And I already see this pile is wise, okay? So what's going to happen is, I think you will actually start being more childlike to heal. You will also actually heal, maybe work with somebody to heal these aspects, because of which you would just feel boom. It's like the maturity has doubled now. I have just become wiser twice or thrice the times than what I was, which is good. So yeah, your fun is also like highly deep meaning. So that's good. Definitely connecting a lot with your spiritual practices also. This pile should be a little careful. You're always in the eyes of people, which means that there is always a chance कि आपको लगता होगा हमें नज़र लग रही है, मैं किसी को भी कुछ बताता हूँ, and suddenly I don't feel things work out that way. So in that case, work on strengthening your mind. That irrespective of whatever, you do what you have to do, and work on remaining equanimous, which is that you will simply observe what happened and let it pass. Yes. There's a requirement of wit also in this coming second half. You need to be witty and diplomatic. So make sure you're being diplomatic. Okay, lastly, how will it feel when you look back? What will you think? Not about this reading, but your 2022. So you would actually feel that, wow, I've accomplished so much. I think by the end of 2022, you should actually sit down and make a list of things that went your way, your achievements, all the feel good factors, things that you felt were just so right for you. In fact, why wait till then? You should literally make this every end of the month or every end of the week. I think it'll be great to revisit that, because that's exactly what will happen at the end of the 2022. You might actually need that list so that you can truly be happy. And this is definitely a card of so much emotional fulfillment. It's also a card of some blessing or some manifestation coming to you very randomly. Now, what is it? I can't tell from the cards. I think it's kind of going to be individual, as per like each individual's manifestation and stages of life. But definitely some blessing when you least expect it, it's going to come your way. I have a feeling, did I say it before? Like when you least expect it, it's going to happen. But yeah, a lot of things are going to happen when you least expect it. And lastly, this pile is definitely moving ahead in life, in career, in whatever they wanted to do. Some of you may actually get that big promotion or may move into a very strong leadership position where you're going to be like leading people. And you're also going to have few fans, is what I'm getting for this pile. They're going to be people who would want to be a part of your tribe and community, who would want to be with you. That's why you are always in eyes of people anyway. And you would actually feel like that also. So then definitely connect more with your spiritual side, work on strengthening your aura as well, so that even if you feel that something is negative, it's not affecting you. And maybe just take salt water baths, that might help. And grounding is very important. There's green energy also in your cards. So if you just do grounding and work on your throat chakra, you're good to go even spiritually. Trust me. But yes, overall, when you look back, it's going to feel like a great year, that I'm so ready to move on to the next year also now, because like I have something that I'm carrying with me from this year. I'm positive. Alright, if you like the reading, please do comment and let me know. And in case you didn't notice, I have a mic here because I get so many messages and requests that, oh my god, the audio was not good. So please, let's celebrate my mic with me by putting a comment below. You know, I only want comments all the time. So let me know if any part of it resonated or anything that you're looking forward to. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Hi. Pile number 2, which is the number 66. So if you selected the number 66, this is going to be your reading. So firstly, starting with the overall theme of the rest of the 2022. Give me a minute. Why? Because there are a lot of messages in the cards which are first simply talking about you wanting to develop yourself very much spiritually. You wanting to do things in a manner in your day-to-day life that make your life more blissful. You just want to live more mindfully. Even the bottom of the deck energy here is that, the 5th house, all about fun, romance, create things you're proud of. So maybe you are in this energy where you just want to create an impact, have some sort of an impact for the coming 2022, coming months. However, what's stopping you is this exact same thing. It's kind of like, are you being very hard on yourself? Or are you being very particular about how things should be? Are you taking things very seriously? Are you also over focusing on a lot of things? Or are you constantly focusing on only few things? I would actually advise this pile, just check your conversations and the communication you are having with people in the past couple of weeks. I have a feeling you would realize that you are literally talking about only few topics again and again and again, but there is nothing new that you're talking about. And why I'm saying this is because what you're talking about, I'm not saying that's not important. That could be very important to you. But you only talking about that and not about anything else is basically a way of you living your life and with only those things as being important right now, nothing else. Thinking that yes, the more I think about those, I'll sort those and things will get better. But this exactly is the block that you're creating. You need to let loose a little bit. That's very important. Second thing that I'm getting is that this pile gets very overwhelmed. And I don't know why this reading is going slightly deeper instead of predictive, but I'll come back to it. This pile also maybe gets very overwhelmed very quickly, and hence the need to stay mindful is very important. Of also people, I'm kind of getting this pile that this pile is too focused on themselves and what they seek right now. So basically, you need to be mindful also of the people around, your friends around. Oh, I'm actually, I posted this video on my Instagram many months ago when I just started, which actually spoke about that, each time we want to talk about something, do we make that simple courteous or mindful effort to check with our friend that, hey, do you have the headspace for this? Are you okay if I share my day? Or are you okay if I rant a little bit? And why? Because I'm just getting this message that this pile maybe has constantly been repeating certain topics in their mind to people too much. Okay, so that was a message that I'm getting. Now moving past that message and coming back to your reading, which is 2022, what can you expect? So overall theme is definitely going to be about the need and the want to communicate. But at the same time, there's the card of moon. So what I'm kind of getting is that what you're thinking here is straight away here. And that is actually not a good thing. So somewhat linked to the previous message that I gave you. So, okay. So basically there's a need for you to calm down in 2022 for the rest of year. and calm down your mind. Calm down your mind in sense that, where it's not overactive, because when it's going to be overactive, it's also going to affect your throat chakra either negatively, B, affect your throat chakra by making you talk a lot more. And because your mind is so overwhelmed with few things, those are the only things you may talk about, or those are the only things you may focus on. So what is happening is now you're kind of limiting your growth also, your opportunities for new conversations, new people, a lot of things like that. So I am definitely seeing too much emotion, too much sensitivity, too much inner emotion. And this file definitely needs a lot of healing. Like, I would actually tell you that before, even if you go spiritual, maybe just heal your mind and heart. Because I always tell people, spirituality is better once your mind and heart is healed. And it's a very bad example. And please do not judge me if you're a fan of her. But I always give the example of, I would like to say Kangana Ranaut. Why? Because she follows Sadhguru. She's so spiritual. But at the same time, because she's not healed internally in regards to whatever happened with her in her life, in her industry, the onus of her choices, and like a long discussion on that, she is very bitter. Okay? And although earlier she was seen as somebody who was very strong and who would voice out like the right things, now the same thing has become even more bitter in her. The same torch that she is carrying has become like an evil torch. It's coming from an extremely bitter space. Why? Because you can just enter into spirituality. You can do mantra jap and 50 other things. But if psychologically your mind and heart are not healed, it's going to not bring any difference in terms of your spiritual journey as well. और वो वाली जो spiritual journey होती है ना, of that kinds where we go like, oh, the person is completely reformed and everything, that only happens with very deep meditation. And technically meditation is simply supposed to be about focusing on your breath and not thinking about anything, because meditation simply means observing and not reacting. But again, far from it, I think all of us. So yes, healing is what is needed for this particular pile, very much. And I would say more at a psychological or inner work level than spiritually anything. So like for this pile, I would say no, you don't need any crystal, you don't need any anything that makes you feel good in that moment with the energetic clearing. What you need is first your mind to understand how to process and perceive things with what your life stage needs right now. Okay, I hope you get the message and you're not taking it in a negative way. So, okay, so definitely you need to calm down for the year of 2022, and this pile needs to really write. I think this pile can be a really good writer or a really good orator. Like they have a way in which they put their mind and their thoughts. That could be art also for some of you. So it's important that you channelize this in that. That is going to be actually a theme for you for the rest of 2022 also, because I see you focusing a lot on creating things that you are proud of, that you have fun with, that you feel like in love with. So I think you are going to be channeling a lot of what's going on in your mind in form of art, poetry, writing. So that's a good thing, and that is what I see happening in 2022. And if not, you would enjoy that. Then the second thing that I actually see is that you are maybe healing in 2022. It seems very slow to me though, but you would eventually become a lot more compassionate and forgiving. But the thing is, I think this pile needs boundaries. And I'm sorry, I really want to be like predicting your 2022 messages. I don't know why I'm going like what you need to do. It's kind of become like a deep meaning and a like deeper self subconscious reading. But you need to have boundaries in place. This pile does not have boundaries in place. I think they get swayed by emotions and love very quickly. They are very emotional. They are very, if you are Pisces, you would know if any Pisces is watching this reading. Or You could be a cusp of actually Aries, Pisces, or you could be any one of these water signs. And you would know that, it's all about a little bit of love will just make you feel like, oh yeah, this is perfect. But no, what you need is boundaries and what you need is balance. Not every kind of love requires you to soften and then stay in a confused energy. Not every kind of emotion needs to be seen in a very grand manner, internally or by some other person. So I think this file needs to be a little bit more practical. And what I see happening for you in 2022 is also that you're going to be actually focusing a lot on your work and your health. You're going to be focusing on the little things that make your life daily. You're going to be fixing up your life daily. You're going to be scheduling it up, planning things in a manner that, you would feel, oh, like my daily schedule and my life living daily is like damn easy. It's nice. It's easier to it's comforting. I am sensing comfort. I'm sensing a lot of connection with own self and going a little deeper in you, picking up spiritual practices, for few picking up gardening, yoga, meditation. So you will do all of that. And along with this, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be balancing your work, your health. So your focus is actually this, that okay, I'm living right now, right? Like this is my life. Now for my life to be great, I need to make it comfortable. And to make it comfortable, what I need to do is I need to maybe have a great health. I need to have a great career. I need to have my own hobbies. I need to ensure that my day is not as overwhelmed. And yes, because there is the card of moon here, there is a chance that your mind does tend to get affected a lot or gets overwhelmed very quickly. So that is why it's kind of like, you're trying to streamline things, which is great. A blessing that I'm seeing here for you is that all truly spiritual paths lead to God. So follow the path most suited to you. I think this is also for people who are basically maybe dabbling in multiple things. So if you're trying multiple spiritual things, that's about time that you find one path and you only stick to it. So if you have maybe experimented with few things and you're still like, oh, I don't know, I need to find something the right one, I think you know what it is by now. And whatever you're feeling most drawn to, just go for that. Just trust it and continue with it. Now you don't need to dabble in multiple things to be like, oh, am I right or not? What you have is your path. Trust it. Embrace it. Because that shall also lead to God. Okay, so don't worry about it. Now, what is a lesson? I'm telling you, this pile needs healing. And it needs that therapy, psychological healing. Not just, like I sit and meditate and I feel good. Or I heard a particular chant or frequency and I'm feeling nice. There is something in the mind and heart that needs to be cleared. Why? Because there is... Okay, so 2022 is going to teach you how to let go of attachments. And because I said you are a very emotional person and you need boundaries, I'm telling you, you are going to become this person who would totally let go of attachments. And why? Because this is your life lesson. You get attached too soon. You are and you get so softened with little love that is shown to you that unfortunately, okay, in a very altruistic world, of course it would help us. But unfortunately, we are not living in those times, people. So it's not helping you. Instead, it's creating foundations. It's creating a flawed perception. It's creating a skewed understanding of things. It's bringing wrong people and wrong energies in your life. So what is going to happen is multiple crises, mini ones, not major, okay? Don't be scared, please. Mini ones, multiple crises, and you would realize that, okay, what your fears were and you've conquered those fears and you would eventually let go of your attachments. And the other thing that I'm getting is that you just have to trust to the spiritual path that you are on and you don't have to doubt it. And you just have to just trust it. It may not make sense to a lot of people, or you may feel, oh, it's too simple. I think that is also the biggest problem with spirituality. Till the time it's not very elaborate, very deep, till the time it doesn't make you feel something on a day-to-day level, it doesn't feel like spiritual. Like the word in itself is like so heavy, like it has to mean something bigger. No, it doesn't. So even if it's something as simple as you waking up every day and folding your hands and being grateful to God and simply just saying, oh, thanks, I'm going to start my day, please support me. That's it. You're spiritual. That is your path. Bas. That you connect to your God in your own space and time for the little time that you have. So you just have to be trusting of A, what your spiritual practices are, and then B, because you are trusting that, they would also start showing the trust in you by giving you whatever you deserve. So you just need to keep things simple, in my opinion, without any jazz or drama when it comes to your spirituality. Lastly, what is one thing that you're not seeing is perception. See, I'm telling you already, there is a need for change of perception in your life. I think you have a very different perspective of things. And I don't think it's something that's going to work out anymore, keeping that same perspective. So you would have to change a lot in your perspective. And that would come moving beyond the comfort zone. That's why. Like maybe your comfort zone is attachment. Thinking that, okay, like relationships are like this only. Friendships, relationships. Or if anybody does something nice for me, I have to ensure to do something nice for them. Or I have to appreciate it very much. Or I have to just be in this energy. I'm not saying now become a bad person. But I'm just saying that be practical in understanding that who's doing what for what reasons. So that understanding needs to be there instead of just seeing the emotion. Usually, to people I tell that no, just see the emotion, be, like nice. But then for your pile, I think you're overdoing the nice without even realizing because that's who you are. So maybe it's okay to be a little self-centered. It's okay to be a little selfish and be like, nah, first I want to only think about me. And now I'm thinking about me, you would realize that you have a lot of attachment issues. You have fears of few things that keep you chained in particular perspectives or perception, and that is what is going to be changing for you. And very soon you would actually find that what you actually find real may not be the things that are actually real or may not be the things that are actually right. So be prepared for a lot of that. I don't want to reveal a lot because again, this is going to be slightly individualistic in nature, but be prepared for that. Now, something fun or something lighthearted that you can expect in the month of, I don't know why I keep on saying the month of, for the whole year of 2022, the rest of the year. So first thing that I'm seeing is 7th month. Oh, July just passed, right? July must have been a very busy month for you is what I'm getting. Like you must have felt, oh my God, there was so much to do and everything is just getting exhausted from my savings. What is happening? But don't worry. Very soon, money is going to come to you. One thing you need to do is you need to do a little bit of charity. Okay? So if you feel like giving something for charity, do it. Don't ignore it. Now coming on to the fun part. So fun part is you will have a lot of responsibilities for the next part of the year. You would literally feel that, oh my God, I finish one thing and then I get another thing and then I get another thing. And in that fun, what I'm actually seeing is that, okay, why I'm even saying that this is fun is because I kind of feel like, you're just going to be like doing bhaga daudi. Like, oh, I'm doing this, oh, I'm doing that. I'm kind of thinking of that movie Chachi 420. I don't know if anybody is a 90s kid here and if they have watched it. Like in that movie, the way, Kamal Hassan is like running and doing everything, but at the same time, in the end, just sitting like, huh. So I feel that you will enjoy the hustle. Oh yeah, you will enjoy the hustle. So you're going to be hustling a lot in the latter part of the year. You would also actually be very lucky. Again, in a very funny way, because as such, यहाँ कोई luck के cards नहीं है, but तुम ये समझ लो that you're blessed. Maybe that's why the divine is saying that, hey, trust me, whatever you're doing is fine. I'll trust you now and then I'll help you now. So you're going to be blessed in sense that whenever you'd feel, oh my God, my money is going low or I need more money, suddenly some opportunity will come and you will have a lot of money. So I think you can just have a lot of fun with like being in a very hustling sort of what's the word? zone, in a hustling zone for the rest of 2022. And each time you sit back and you take an account of your finances and you're like, oh, I think I have a little less, suddenly something will happen and then you would have the right opportunity. I feel one thing is that I think this pile is maybe trying not to date, or is trying like not to focus a lot on relationships for the rest of the year. Maybe do a little bit, because there could be some opportunities there, or you could already be dating somebody or in relationship with a specific person. Maybe it's okay to look around a little bit, just look around, and then it's okay to like come back and look around with what you have. But my cards are suggesting it's important to look around a little bit, not cheat, look around. Okay, just see what's out there. And of course, this is not true for anybody who's in a committed relationship. In regards to a committed or a married relationship, I would just say that maybe you guys are not feeling very emotionally understood, and you just hope for something new to happen, and I think that will. Basically, whatever you would want emotionally or anything, they're just going to come as blessings to you. So I'll leave it at that. It's great. Now, the last thing, what will happen when you look back at this year? So the card of death, which basically means that everything is going to change. You would literally feel that, oh my God, what I was and what I have become. Which is great, because while the card says death, it actually means that it's going to be an absolute transformation. You may not only recognize who you were or the person you were. And it's never easy. And yeah, it's never going to be easy for you specifically, because I see a lot of things happening for you which are not going to be very convenient, if I can put it like that. And another thing, I do feel suddenly in this year, you would actually grow up. You would actually realize that, okay, what is it that you also have been doing wrong to yourself in regards to maybe sometimes trusting people, taking the words instead of actions, communicating with the wrong people. And again, I am getting a very strong communication energy here. I think you really need to check the topics, or you really need to check, have you been repeating what you're saying way too much? So yeah, definitely your communication is going to become a lot better by the end of 2022. But also your understanding of what truly trust and relationships and people who support you are. So that is all also going to really come to you, all in the hindsight. So again, I'll leave it at that, so that you experience and you don't just listen to the cards, and you instead go and experience and embrace what comes your way. But definitely a year that will make you feel, I've changed. So if any part of it resonated, and if any part of it you felt, oh, I wish that comes true, please comment down and let me know. And also do subscribe to my YouTube. Bye. Hi, pile number 3, those who selected the number 99. This is your reading. So first, good news, congratulations. Some of you are meeting the love of your life in the rest half of 2022. Now, before I talk about that, don't come at me if you don't, okay? These are general readings, but I have to give the message that I see. And there is such a strong message that you are 110% meeting love of your life. I mean, I was doubtful if I should say love of your life, but you are definitely meeting somebody that is just going to feel right. They are going to be perfect. They would feel maybe the one, but it's a very slow moving energy. I haven't got the beautiful card of lovers here, okay? So yeah, we're gonna take it slow, but starting the reading with a lovely message. Just so you know that some of you can totally expect that in the coming year, in the coming few months. Okay, so now quickly looking at your overall theme for the year of 2022. For the rest of 2022. I don't know why I keep on saying 2022. It's like I haven't registered in my mind only yet. Okay, so the first thing is you are moving a little bit towards what destiny has in store for you. So whatever happens in the latter half of 2022, many or some of the things are going to be very destined for you. They are going to be something that were the blessings or that were the teachings or lessons that you had to learn as a part of your karmic duties and destiny. So I would expect that you just take those things like that and don't maybe attach yourselves too much to like those situations as and when they pan out. But another message that I'm also getting here is whatever will happen now in the rest of 2022, it's all happening for a reason, because now you're moving towards your right path, both your destined path and your soul's path. And funnily, your soul's path and your destined path, they are now working. It's like your soul and your destiny is working collectively to put you on the right path. So that is wonderful. A small advice for this pile here would be that if you are in yoga, maybe do a lot more sun salutations. And if you have a habit, or if not, I mean, if you could inculcate this habit of offering water to sun, that might really help you, because what you would actually need is also a lot of confidence. So another thing that I would actually tell you is to this pile for the latter half of 2022, that just trust yourself. That is very important. Then the second message that I have here is, I see you investing a lot in your beauty, in how you look, in how you're going to be perceived, and investing maybe in some expensive handbags, perfumes. Like, I see you doing actually a lot of expense. Like, not just like expense, not like from a hoarding mindset that okay, I need like 10 of these or 5 of these. More like, very refined, expensive taste that I might take one, but it has to be like the best. So I see you also putting a lot of effort into taking care of yourself, your hair, your skin, how you look. You might actually change the way you dress. So good luck. There's nothing wrong with that. But why you are doing this actually is because you are actually in that space where you're feeling very loved towards yourself. It's like that, a part of you has started or maybe truly accepted yourself for who you are, and there is a very nice comfort that you have with your own self now. Hence, you don't mind investing in yourself and showing yourself off to yourself. So it actually seems like whatever you're doing right now is more for yourself. Like, it's like, oh, I truly love myself, and I think I should really take care of me. That's wonderful. Like I said at the starting of the video, there's definitely somebody entering your life. Okay, it can be a very, very, very solid partnership. In fact, their rising sign, moon sign, or sun sign in their lagna can be the sun or Venus, and they could be a Leo, Sagittarius, and what's the other fire sign? Is it Gemini? Yeah, they could be a fire sign for sure. For few, they could also be a water sign. They could also be Libran. But definitely somebody is entering your life, and I think it's going to work out good. It's slow, but it's going to work out good. More on that later. Another thing that you're going to be focusing on in the rest of the year is to really create a balance in your day-to-day life between your work, between yourself. That work-life balance that people talk about, I actually see you creating that proper work-life balance in your life, and you would be very happy with the achievement of it. I also see you actually taking care of plants a lot, or investing a little bit in gardening and understanding about that. So that is good. I see you working out regularly. I see you focusing on your work also. So basically, balance. Balance is the theme for you for the rest of the year of 2022. And like I said, some Libran, some fire sign. I'm specifically getting Aries here. And either a water sign like a Cancerian could be very important for you in the latter half of your 2022. And another thing that you have to understand is to navigate now the half that is left. It is important that you are diplomatic and gracious. Okay? because also the sun came in your cards. Maybe some of you could be very outspoken, very blunt, a little loud. So maybe you don't need to be as outspoken, and you need to be very diplomatic with your choice of words. Be diplomatic, be gracious, so that you're maintaining a harmonious relationship at work and with people. Another thing that I'm getting is it's okay to be dynamic and spontaneous. That's who you are. I'm kind of getting this energy from this pile. So whatever you want to do in the view of spontaneity, and like, just to admire and like cherish your dynamic self, go ahead and do that. But at the same time, don't be impulsive. Think through things. This is now a time for you to basically adult, become this person who can actually think through things, and they don't need to be like rushing through things. And it's okay to take back a step or take a moment and be like, I'll let this pass. This is not a battle that I will choose. So pick your battles right. And lastly, I think you may actually develop a more stronger bond with your family in the coming few months. Or some of you may actually heal a little bit from your family issues as well. Either way, it's going to all pan out very beautifully and nicely, and again gracefully. I'm constantly hearing this word gracefully. So nothing is going to be very overwhelming or very OTT or in one dimension. Everything is just going to seem like, okay, things are just collectively moving together. What is a blessing that you will have in the rest of the year? So the first thing is bountifulness. So Baba always ensures that you have what you need. Keep the faith. I am slightly getting a message of lack of financial resources for this particular pile, as if you are like in that scarcity mindset when it comes to money and opportunities maybe. But know that your plate will always be full with what you deserve and what is meant for you. So just trust and have faith in the universe. Don't get very skeptic, or don't be very tensed about the financial aspects of things. It's going to work out fine. Then removing hurdles. So this is going to be a major blessing for you, that whatever you would feel has always been either a hurdle or things don't work out the way you wanted, whatever you maybe felt in like the first half of 2022, you would actually start feeling that, okay, now suddenly as you're entering the coming few months, how come things are so smooth? And how come a problem comes and it immediately vanishes? And how come I'm finding quick solutions to everything? So instead of maybe saying how come, be like, oh, thank God. Like maybe there's need to cultivate more gratitude. And instead of seeing these things as surprise, maybe see these things as truly blessings, and recognize the effort that universe is putting in for you, so that yes, you can be on the path that your destiny and soul collectively want to bring you on. It's a very beautiful message. I literally want you right now to take a moment and be like, okay, I claim this and I know that it will work out for me. And I know that the universe is supporting me. Now, what could be a couple of limitations or lessons that you might have to understand? So the first lesson that I'm getting here is basically have you been curbing or not being able to devote time to your spiritual practices, or to opening yourself more spiritually to newer experiences? You will not be able to resist only. Basically, if the divine wants you towards the path, towards their path, towards the path of divine, of universe, then nothing can stop you. Like, how in tarot, for other things in 3D, in real life, you also talk about now, whenever it's a divine timing, universe khud karvaega, haath pakad ke karvaega. It's the same thing. For you, the divine and the universe wants you to be on their path, wants you to simply connect to them. Now, you may not take out time, you may take out time, it will keep on sending you messages. You have a very strong intuition. Now, you can ignore it, you can not focus on it, but the divine will ensure that not only you start focusing on it, but you actually start taking out time to start connecting with divine. And this is something that you also need to realize, that eventually everything is divine. There is universe, there is God in everything. And you actually cannot ignore the messages anymore, or you cannot take your spiritual practices in a lazy or a relaxed, or okay, let me do it tomorrow, or let me start from next week sort of an energy. If you want things to happen in your life, if you want peace of mind, if you want all the beautiful messages I told you, if you want to be less impulsive and be more diplomatic, then, because the cards are saying that's the need of the hour apparently. So the only gateway to all of this is to simply sit and connect to divine. Meditation, grounding, gratitude journal, these will help you. And another limitation that I'm kind of getting here, and which could also be a lesson, is there is some sort of sacrifices you would have to make in the year, the rest of the year for 2022. Oh, interesting. Tell me, a lot of people in this pile have been single for very long. If that is true, you have to comment below and tell me, because that will also help me in my reading. Oh, this pile probably is kind of scared of falling in love also. And this can be very subconscious and very subliminal. You may not even be aware of it, because at the end everybody's like, oh, everybody wants love. Why? Because to fall in love or to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend would actually mean you giving up on your freedom, you giving up on your dynamic, spontaneous self, you giving on maybe the adventures of life that you plan for yourself, your impulse. And maybe you are you an Aries woman by any chance, people who are watching this reading? Okay, or maybe you could have certain, although I'm seeing that you would take care of yourself a lot, but if you're a woman, you could have certain masculine traits, like you could be like really brash and like not taking care of yourself. And if you're a man, then you could have overtly feminine traits, in sense like you could be like too much into like grooming and taking care of yourself, because of which you might feel that falling in love might be like a sacrifice, like I want to choose me over anybody and everybody else. Interesting. So there is this scare. But because the cards are saying so much about love, so I'm sorry, you are in for a shock. It is a sacrifice to love also. And the biggest lesson for the rest of your 2022 is going to be about sacrifice. That you would have to sacrifice certain things to love, for the right love. So be it. Now you can get this or get this. You can't have all the eggs in your basket. Huh? Universe supports, but not in all this nonsense that you want like your own time also, but you want love also. So you have to decide. So that is first message that I'm getting. Then the second message that I'm getting is, some of you may actually have to get into this mindset of surrendering or sacrificing things that were at one time very important to you. For some it could mean, like how these days it's a thing, right? Like everybody... after finishing work, they go and meet their friends to like have a little bit of a downtime, to chill for a bit, which usually continues like till a 12 or a 1, and that means you are sleeping late, that means you're waking up late. So sacrifices like that. Then maybe having certain illusions about your own self, feeling, oh, like I'm like this and I should not be like this, that might change. Giving up certain addictions of yours, because you would actually realize that, then I would not even say actually it's a sacrifice. It's more like that you would just realize that, okay, I'm getting another very strong message. It is like saying, have you all seen that meme that sometimes if the god is asking you for a small teddy bear, it's because it has a big teddy bear behind its back. So that is what I'm getting in terms of sacrifice. You may have to sacrifice this much because the universe is going to bless you with this much. So yes. So whatever you would sacrifice, or you would let go, or you would cut down, or you would surrender, that let it be. I should not do this anymore. You would do that for because of some bigger purpose, bigger goal, or bigger blessing coming your way, or you going and seeking out that bigger blessing. So I would say that be in this energy. Don't be like very resistant to sacrifice. And for some of you, there's also an energy of needing to surrender. You should be surrendering certain things that you feel are not in your control to God. And it is important that you do. Also, I'm getting so many messages, from these two cards alone. Somebody is maybe planning to keep like a celebration for Ganesh Chaturthi. If not, maybe you should. Maybe it's time that you actually keep a celebration for Ganesh Chaturthi. If you can, if in your region this is something, or during the time of Ganesh Chaturthi, whatever other festivities are going on, because we all stay in different parts of India, and if anybody is watching globally also, if there is some festivity that is going on in your region during that time, some sort of a spiritual festivity, please participate in that. It's going to be very important. Okay, now what's going on behind the scenes that you're unaware of? See, again, you have all the big spiritual cards here, luckiest wife, all spiritual cards and cards of love. So you have the divine flow, and now you have the card of consciousness, which reads, supports our ability to focus our attention on all multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. And that is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You can resist it. You can be like, oh, I don't have time right now to focus on my spiritual practices, but it is on the back burner. It is, in my mind. At some point I will. Universe will make you. It'll literally drag you out and make you start focusing on itself, talking to itself. It's like, it'll become like this nagging person that will be like, hey, you can't ignore me. And that is also important. Why? Because you need to be able to develop that ability, develop that frequency with the universe, so that you can actually focus on multiple things, even if you are in one situation. So suppose what happens, because you also have cards of like being brash and outspoken and introverted, maybe at work or sometimes with people, we tend to look at things only in our own way, right? But it's only when we are truly connected to the divine, truly spiritually connected to the higher powers, we see things from multiple aspects. The other person's aspect, your perspective, overall, if there's anything else that, could be influencing anybody's perspective, what is the situation right now? So all of that will only come when you are simply not ignoring your spiritual practices and whatever you're being called to do. So please sit down and do whatever it is you need to do. And frankly speaking, I don't even think you need to do a lot. It's just like that, whatever you do, you need to start doing it. I'm kind of getting this message for this pile that, this pile already has like their own slight practices in place. So it's just that you need to sit down and focus on it. That's it. And other thing that you don't see is compassion. You need to be more compassionate towards people. I think this is just coming from the perspective of you being maybe a little too outspoken. So maybe sometimes you tend to lose out compassion in that. This is also, I think, telling about that, you need to be more compassionate towards others for sure, but also yourself. Do you guys judge yourself a lot? Like way too much? You need to be more compassionate towards yourself and understand that, you have been put on earth, and that too when all your cards are saying, oh my god, connect to divine. That means you could literally be a mediator between heaven and earth. Also, this pile could be for few people who are a tarot card reader, who do some spiritual practices. So yeah, you could be like one of those people who are already maybe connected to the divine in one form of spiritual practice, or like energies, or like a tarot card, etc. So you need to just be less judgmental towards yourself. You need to understand you're put here for a place on this earth. And if you are also a mediator, and even if you're none of these like things, but even if you just have a spiritual practice, then you are a mediator between the earth and the heaven. basically the divine. So trust yourself. There's a reason if you were the chosen one for this responsibility, or if you were the chosen one who developed this, and it is being developing, and you are kind of being given the message that, hey, reach out to us again by the divine. So yes, you are the chosen one for a reason. Be more compassionate towards yourself. Be more kinder to yourself. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to express yourself. And fix your root chakra. Your confidence, if it's over, will get balanced. If it's under, it'll also be taken care of. Balance your root chakra and your heart chakra. Okay. Now coming on to what is something fun that you can expect. So first, something fun. What's happening? Somebody's bringing you their cup of love. So definitely that's something fun. I would tell you to take this a little bit slow. It may also be like that initially, you kind of may feel like I'm not really sure about them, because I'm getting that energy here. So you may feel like, I don't know, like I don't think it's going to be them, but like we're great as friends, etc. So yeah, I would also suggest you to take it slow. I would not say, oh, don't be in denial or anything. No, take it actually slow. There's a need to take things really slow with whoever enters your life. For few of you, there's chances of partnership, or you working out with people and getting like the right resources and help for your work. Okay, few fun things that I'm getting here is you are getting work, but you are getting side gigs and work apart from your main gig. But you are just like sabotaging things. Now, I don't know, this is not fun, but I'm getting this. Or you're toloing it so much. Okay. Or you're analyzing it so much. Sorry. You're analyzing it so much. Oh, if it'll work, if it's viable for me financially or not. Let me just take out a card, because already I saw a card which is a card of sun. That movement is there in your life now. It is important that you move. But okay, so basically your work could be keeping you very busy, because of which you would just keep on analyzing if picking up any opportunity is going to be worth it or not. Yeah, so okay, the message is yet again about work. You want to be able to focus on yourself a little bit more and have some work-life balance. However, my cards are still advising that if you get some opportunity, it's good to take it and move ahead with that. Add it in your folio of things that you have done till now. So no, don't sabotage, take opportunities. Rest, I think you're going to be doing a lot of small travels, because I asked the cards if there's anything fun now. You're going to be doing a lot of small travels. You're going to have a lot of fun time. Actually, you're just going and collecting experiences a lot more in the second half of 2022. So I'm not too worried. All I'm worried a little bit about is, first, connect to the divine, and second, don't sabotage work and financial opportunities that come to you. Take them. Grab them. Grab and then see. You're anyway supported. It will be taken care of. Now, when you will look back at 2022 in the hindsight, or in the last couple of months, that okay, how were my last few months? How would you feel? It's like, this pile is so focused on living, and living very happily, very enjoyingly, and taking care of themselves, etc., that you would just move past 2022 quickly. You'd be like, okay, I got what I wanted. I have a feeling you must have got a very big blessing by now. If not, you will get some very major blessing in 2022. And just that you will be like, oh, that one blessing I wanted, that I got. Rest everything, it's okay. Like rest everything, I'm okay with, like coming, going, it's all an ebb and flow. So it's like you're just moving very fast out of this year and being like, rest all doesn't matter. But that one blessing that I got, yeah, that's the only thing that matters, and that's very important. And another thing that you might feel in 2022 when you look back is, you may feel that you had to restrict yourself a little bit, ignore a little things around you, which is actually okay. Maybe it's all about a part of like you being less impulsive and being more diplomatic gracefully. So you might feel that, okay, I had to restrict certain aspects of me. I had to ignore certain things. Let me get more clarity here. And you may also feel that financially, as if things have not been very good. Just give me a minute. That financially things, oh my god, I just said the pile does not have the card of lovers and I got it. Interesting. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. First, let me just complete. Financially, you may feel that things have not been very great, or you could have had more money, or you had to do like a lot more savings, etc. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Then I do have the lovers here. So for some of you, it could be a soulmate entering your life. But I do have one more message. Somebody would have to decide to leave away certain situations, certain comfort zones, or like that card said, you would have to leave something. You would have to sacrifice something to be able to love and to be able to accept this energy in your life. So take that. Be wise enough to know that what you need to let go. Okay, now let me just put all these cards back and only see clarity for. Again, it's falling. Okay, we get it. This pile is getting somebody in their life. Oh, interesting. I think it's also about that you may actually feel that you have closed yourself to love too much. You are too restricted to the idea of love. So maybe this is a message for you right now that don't be. When somebody enters your life, at least be willing to explore. Again, oh my god, it's a bloody joke now. What is happening? And you see they are literally jumping out. And again the same card. Okay, fine. So the message is for this only. One big blessing, you will feel, oh my god, thankfully it came your way. But another thing that you need to see is that you may miss the opportunity to be with somebody really important, a love of your life or soulmate, if you keep your eyes and ears closed and your defenses and guards to up. If you restrict yourself from sharing and from yourself being vulnerable, you would have to give it a chance. You would have to be a little bit vulnerable. So yes, I think that is the last message, because this lovers and everything is not leaving me alone in clarifier only. Energy may be slow moving, it may be something small that may start with, but you need to be fully emotionally available yourself. I think that is your biggest sacrifice for 2022. I was about to say, I don't know why I didn't say it, when I was reading this card which spoke of sacrifice, that basically I think people in this pile don't realize, but I think they are the ones that are emotionally unavailable. So you need to be emotionally available if you want love. Otherwise, you can't be like, oh, when will I have love? But at the same time, when it comes, you don't know how to accept it. So that was your reading. Very interesting, but very confusing, but a fun reading for me. If any part of it resonated, or if any part of it you feel like, oh yes, I claim that and I wish that happens, please to comment below and let me know. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube. Bye.